Monday. How the hell are you? Question. To all the listeners out there of morning radio, if a bunch of people leave the show and a lot of people don't like these hosts personally, why would you think that a morning radio host or a podcast host or whatever you're into, why would you think they'd be your friend? If they treat other people badly, they'll treat you badly. The fact that you don't realize that is a funk that... Oh man, today the disruptor is in town.
The show you secretly listen to, and that includes you, Mike Kourtnei. Stalking my pages. Anyway, back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
Hi, this is Ryan Hoppe's mom, and you're listening to Hoppe Hour.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Yes, now. What? Now. If I hit this button, boom, the whole program's gonna start.
Okay, well, hit it.
All right.
Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2. Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe.
Noises were coming out of my bedroom like that, listener.
Always going in, never doubt it. Never worry about the dollar. Need a source or trending topic. Be the hottest, search about us. Competition microscopic, never copied. I'm a giant rolling weed up, now we flying. H-O-P-P-E. 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 You already know Hoppe Hour in your system.
Oh yeah! We made it to another Monday. Now, guess what today is?
I don't know if you know, but today is National Pink Day.
Today is National Pink Day.
Pink? It's my favorite color.
Well, pink's my favorite color too.
That's my favorite color.
We get it.
Your favorite color is pink.
Today is National Pink Day. It's a day set aside to celebrate the color pink.
I'd like to wish everyone out there a very happy National Pink Day today.
Showtime!
Oh yeah, I saw some pink last night, as in I got laid and saw some vagina. By the way, before we begin today's show, we need to do this.
Hey guys.
What's up, G?
Wanna go to Chachki's? Get some coffee?
Oh, it's a little early.
I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Oh, one more time.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
One more time.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
It's time for Hoppe's Inbox, only on Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Oh, yeah. You frickin' mutants just don't get it. And I'm not going to even tell you all my secrets. Like the fact that when I post a meme trolling the world, I don't actually care. I post it, and I know that it's going to cause a lot of influence and a lot of anger. And I go to bed, and I get later to watch the NBA Finals, or do both at once. First message on my post. Posted a I asked ChatGPT. I'll explain it. Said, ChatGPT, what can I do to go viral tonight? And they said, do you want to, and they had all these options. And one of them was this, which is on my social media. It shows a picture of Mike Kourtnei actually looking good because he doesn't look that good in real life. It's a meme. It says, you'll never make it in radio. And it says 457,000 listens and counting. And it shows me. And I posted it. And oh my God, the freaking mutants came out of the woodworks last night. And that's what I was talking about when I began the show with the Funk Dat. Mike Kourtnei. I love Drew Garabo. He's a really good, whatever is between an acquaintance and friend, Drew Garabo is that. And so is John Senning. Mike Olivero is like my dad, whatever. But listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I have hung out with the morning radio hosts and the people that you think is your friend in the car while you're in the drive-through line getting coffee or whatever. So why would you want to believe that a morning radio host or a podcast or a TikToker is your friend? Why wouldn't you want to believe me? Now, I know that I did it to myself, that when I first got into radio, I allowed these guys like Shane Rover French and Mike Cowhead Calta to whip me. Literally, I got whipped by porn stars on air to be the whipping boy. So you don't want to accept that the former whipping boy has a lot of inside intel. You don't want to admit that the former whipping boy knows a lot of trade secrets. Like the fact, I got a message from this guy in Cleveland after I posted that Saltio Calta. This guy goes, it's from a guy named Just a Kid from Ohio who said, that boy Mike living rent-free in your head. Carry the hell on. Which is a ripoff of when Kendrick Perkins says, carry the hell on Twitter. I said, not kid from the worst state ever, which is Ohio. It's called publicity. And when people like you comment wannabe ripoffs with Kendrick Perkins lines, it keeps the algorithm going. It's a game, and you listen to a show who told me he doesn't like the city he lives in. So enjoy that, kid. Talking about Rover. Whenever I worked on that show, they told me I couldn't mention Cleveland. But you want to bow down to that guy? I think Calta likes Tampa, but to the Cleveland listeners that comment 70 downloads, yes, I know, and at the end of the show, I will post the audio explaining why I don't like Calta and Rover. It's a little extra, a little Easter egg if you listen to this whole show. But I don't get these listeners that comment 70 downloads. I know I said it in that clip where I said it funny, but now I have 500,000 downloads. And let me look at the numbers since I've gone to Podbean. Oh, I had 1,000 downloads on Sunday. So you can keep bringing up jokes from 2015. Like I posted on Saturday night, I wasn't particularly happy with Trump for bombing another country. But people were in attack mode. People were like, when you were on Rover's show, you didn't know how a bank account worked. When you have to go to vicious attacks about radio content, I won. If you seriously want to have a debate with me, you can call me 856-49-HOPPY, H-O-P-P-E. That's 856-494-6773. And we can duke it out. I leave the mean comments online. You can go find them. I'm not going to, talk about it. I'm not going to read it. But I'll give it the time of day and let it sit there. Thinking that politicians or radio hosts are your friends is like going to a strip club and thinking that a stripper likes you. It's the same mindset. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. You're all whipped. It drives you nuts. Another comment I got from a radio host, I will leave anonymous. Damn, Ryan Hoppe, you're going hard. Did Mike Calta really say that? Like you have to be some special talent to make it in this dying business? He is the worst kind of shock jock. This will come back to haunt him. He deserves all he gets. Dude, listen to me. To all the mutants out there, if you really can't stand me, if you really think I'm the absolute worst, unfriend me. Bye-bye. See you later, alligator. You just keep my algorithm going. And this will be the last time I talk about Cowhead. But you hold in for 3 years to have somebody who said, hey, that's not his voice. Hey, if you have to go somewhere else for more opportunity, I got your back. And then when I do that, I get thrown under the bus. Could you see how I'm a little mad? I'm not living in the past. I'm in attack mode. Because for 3 years, I hid. I let the big fat ass behind the mic, who's not even mad enough to go into work and smells and goes into his garage to do a show, I let him run the narrative. But guess what? Hoppy's in attack mode. And I have 500,000 listens. And it drives you guys nuts. You're all about $70, $70. That was 10 fucking years ago. Trump wasn't even president yet. And your wife hadn't cheated on you yet. Next message. Ryan, are you even in radio? I'm on in 10 cities on podcast radio. And also, even if I wasn't in radio, and I still had this 500,000 downloads. Guess what? Would I really want to be in a business that can lay you off tomorrow? Would I want to be in a business like where Johnny B has worked his fucking ass off at 102.5 The Bone and John Brennan canceled his show even? I didn't think Johnny B had the best show, but it was live in local radio, which The Bone tries to claim, and then airs replays for 12 hours because they don't want to give him $30 because you're making 10 to 15 an hour, and gives him the after show. So that poor guy drives from Sarasota to get an hour of work. Is that really the business you want to be in? The business where the big bad CEOs and the terrible program directors that used to clean up bird crap run all the decisions into the ground? I am in radio. It drives you nuts. I have commercials that air on air. I have a company that supports me enough. And it drives you nuts that what Kelta and Rover said might have had a little bit of truth, but it's not that true. And you know what? Until the day I die, I'll even be haunting you mutants from the afterlife. I'll be out there doing my thing.
This is not headline news. The Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Indiana Pacers in Game 7 to win the NBA championship.
Yeah.
Thunder players were thrilled because now they can get the heck out of Oklahoma City. The U.S. bombed Iran in an operation codenamed Midnight Hammer, which also sounds like a color option for a Cybertruck.
Whatever.
Jeff Bezos' wedding is taking place over 3 days. This will give Lauren Sanchez a chance to show off her 3 different faces. Cold stare, tight face, and duck lips.
Tight body.
And West Virginia was named the #1 state for spending on OnlyFans. Congrats, West Virginia. I'd shake your hand, but you know.
The Thunder have taken the NBA by storm. For the first time, the NBA champion resides in Oklahoma City. The storybook season is complete.
God damn it! Why did Tyrese Halliburton have to get hurt? Why? That was sad. That was up there with Kevin Durant getting hurt and Klay Thompson getting hurt or Derrick Rose getting hurt. It's just one of those gut-wrenching feelings. That was awful. I think Indy would have possibly won last night. And we'll break it down later. I hated seeing that flopper known as SGA win a championship. But hey, I'm not a fan of either team. So whatever, man. You can only do so much.
Come on, all you people around the world. Billions of you have got to change your passwords. You use your mamas, your sisters, your pets' names too, but they've all been stolen. I just saw it on the news. With your bank account drained and Venmo too, you'll need lots of numbers and those little curly cues. Special characters to start till they're all used up. Got to change your passwords, got to change all the words up. To have a safe password, but you can't use it twice, or you might get burned. Got to change. Got to change the words up.
I got it.
Again, and that would really suck.
What happened this weekend in late night TV with Bill Maher's douchebag ass?
The 2 women convicted last week of forced labor who are running a sex cult that practices orgasmic meditation have to admit there's no such thing as orgasmic meditation.
Why?
In the Venn diagram of orgasms and meditation, there's no overlap. And if there is, you're doing it wrong.
Wow. You know, it's not funny when there's clapping. Whenever a late night TV host, whenever their response is, that means you're not funny. And this just in. Bill Maher is not funny! Cops were searching for an armed suspect named Looney Tune. Here are the news anchors at KATU ABC2 in Oregon talking about it.
Police still searching for the driver accused of firing shots at officers during a pursuit this morning. The man's name is Looney Tune. Police consider him armed and dangerous.
K2 Shelby Slaughter joins us live in the Eastmoreland neighborhood where this happened. And Shelby, first question, and it's on everybody's mind right now, is that actually the suspect's name?
So his full name is Looney John Franklin Tune.
Oh, that sounds like a good guy. Not at all. Nick Cannon doesn't know all his kids' names.
What are their names?
You want all 12?
12 names. Go.
All right. This is where I usually get in trouble.
Why? Because you don't know all of them.
I know all of them. But like, all right, well, here we go. I'll label it off for you. See, let's keep me honest. There's Rock, Roll, Golden, Powerful, Rise, Onyx.
Dead, beat, dead.
Legendary, Zion.
These kids are going to be douchebags when they grow up, unfortunately.
Zillion, Zen, and see, this is where
he forgot the last two that were born. That's going to make them feel good when they find this in 7 years.
How many?
Sounds like Mike Calta Sporkle.
How many?
You're missing 2.
I'm missing 2.
Dr. Demento is retiring after 55 years.
Hello there, this is Dr. Demento. We're on the radio here. Wind up your radio. Westwood One presents the Dr. Demento Show. 2 hours of mad music and crazy comedy from out of the archives and off the wall. Rare records and outrageous tapes from yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
So he is retiring. I could definitely see where morning radio got their influence from. Freaking caffeinated right now. I had a cup of coffee at Beasley Media Group earlier, and then Prime, the video editor over at Beasley, who was a badass, made me Cuban coffee, like a little espresso. Woo! I feel good right now. It's like that 2 Chainz song. I feel good. I feel good. I feel alive. A lawyer in Colorado accidentally called a judge honey. Man, I couldn't be a lawyer then. Honey.
This could have been 3 separate...
Okay, but it wasn't 3 separate. Let's go with what happened in the case.
But honey, or... oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Your Honor. That...
Oh, wow, that was not good.
I don't know what to say.
You done, broad!
I apologize.
Go ahead.
The question here... I'm sorry, I've just been totally thrown by
I can
mistake.
imagine. I'm a little thrown by that also, if I'm...
Oh, shut up, honey! I'll say it for you, dude. You're a douchebag! And I bet you're lazy in bed. I just thought about it. Oh, my God. It's been so weird seeing Charlie Kirk be famous. He is such a fucking phony. I went to the rival high school of Charlie Kirk. He went to Wheeling High School. I went to Hersey High School. And he was the nicest, most accepting kid ever. Wasn't very good at basketball. Neither am I. He would go in the game and they were up 15 and they'd win by 7. So that says how good he was. He was great at debating and masturbating. But my God, this angry man that I see out and about being Charlie Kirk, do you have anything else? Why are you that mad? Why do you care so much about politicians, Charlie? You claim to be this big, bad, smart guy, but you think politicians care about you? You're stupid! One time, this is all alleged, we were driving around, and we did this thing called smoking marijuana, allegedly. And we were passing around a joint in the car, and it got to Charlie, and he put the joint on the side of his mouth and coughed, but didn't actually hit it. It was the most Bill Clinton politician thing I've ever seen. I don't understand why all these boomers think they have to post their political opinions on LinkedIn. Nobody gives a fuck. You're not that interesting. You're not that special. Nobody's going, oh my God, you posted a political opinion on LinkedIn. My life has changed forever. You come off stupid. Especially when you share those memes of Elon around his kids. He doesn't even know his kid's name. At least Nick Cannon can name 10 of them. I don't understand why the NFL had to show the Chicago Bears last night the Super Bowl when the Indianapolis Colts beat them in 2006-07 season. Oh, it was a heartbreaker. Seeing that they didn't have a first down for 2 quarters because of that piece of shit Rex Grossman. No! My mom once said that you could have named the front page of the newspaper. That was gross, man. Oh, Chicago sports drama. And then another thing that shouldn't be on TV. Who the hell at Viacom, whatever it is, Viacom, is running MTV? How many times do I need to see ridiculousness? I don't get it. You could easily show the backdoor teen mama, unknown as Farrah Abraham. You could show anything, but you show ridiculousness. Oh, it's so wacky. The way they have comedians on is funny. Not at all. Here's some good news in the world. Since I've just spent the last 23 minutes talking shit, I had my 10,000th post on Instagram. And you know what my 10,000th post was? Of my friend Nick, who makes me appreciate life. My friend Nick is sort of nonverbal autistic. He's autistic, but if you learn how to speak Nick, you know what he's saying. And I love my boy Nick. He has changed my life forever. And I was at 9,999 posts, and I was like, I don't know what my 10,000th post should be. And then Nick came up to me, and Nick said, "You make me happy. Can I get a hug?" While I was at the children, and I gave him a big ass hug. And my God, you know what happened? I said, "I need you guys to take a picture of this." So he hugged me for like a minute. He would not stop. And my God, it made for a good time. So you can see that post on social media. All right. I just wanted to have some goodness since I have been talking a lot of shit lately. All right, here's the deal. We're going to come back on Happy Hour. And we're going to get this party going on this Monday. Because we're all out here grinding. And we will keep this party going after this.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppy in the morning.
RyanHappyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Happy Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
You see both of us on the catwalk representing our culture. Where the time and day has changed, where the women wear the pants without changing their last names. Where the word diva, diva mean diva, diva. We run Las Vegas. I'm in the stock exchange, bangs, and we got claim to the change. All the go on, all the girl needs. It's just all those simple things, like to be careful, just to have them be there for you. Matters is those sweet things. That's all a girl really wants. Where them girls that like to be in charge. When the heat gets too hot, they just keep turning it on. Never let them see that you sweat, you gotta go hard. Where those winning, that's willing to take it on. Where them girls that like to be in charge. When the heat gets too hot, they just keep turning it on. Never let them see that you sweat, you gotta go hard. Where those winning, that's willing to take it on. We're too confident, being held hard to fail, never happen again. We don't wait, we get paid for our trade. Nowadays we sip lemonade. Instead of doing what he want, we do what we want. Buying homes in Geneva. Now when they say our neighbor rains, and that means more than things. All the girl want, all the girl need. It's just all those simple things, like to be careful, just to have them be there for you. Matters is those sweet things. That's all a girl really wants. Where them girls that like to be in charge. When the heat gets too hot, they just keep turning it on. Never let them see that you sweat, gotta go hard. Where those winning, that's willing to take it on. Where them girls that like to be in charge. When the heat gets too hot, they just keep turning it on. Never let them see that you sweat, gotta go hard. Where those winning, that's willing to take it on. Where them girls
Happy Hour will be right back.
What up? What's happening? This is Happy Hour. I'm your host, Ryan Hoppe, hanging out with you. And don't think I forgot about you for the next hour. This following segment's been brought to you by the best Delta 8 CBD honey around. DZBZ Honey at DZBZHoney.com. When I tell you they're the best Delta 8 CBD honey around, I'm a man of my word. Comes in the form of a lollipop. Lick the lollipop, the wrapper. A honey stick or a jar of honey. However the hell you want to get high, go to DZBZHoney.com. And use promo code HOPPE. DZBZHoney.com, okay? I am so caffeinated right now. By 4 p.m., I'll be crashing. But for right now, let's keep the ride going.
Doors closing.
Why do you gotta be such a bitch, Calton? Hit the jam!
It's Happy Hour!
Hey kids, it's Brother Weeze, and you are listening to the Happy Hour with my main man, Ryan Hoppe.
For the hustlers, the grinders, and the go-getters. This is Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen,
what is
here
it?
it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Okay. Air horn time! Oh, what's going on?
Ryan's tall like the sky.
Oh, I am.
6'9", he's fly.
What?
From Chicago to the Bay. In St. Pete he'll stay.
Oh, sure.
Talk of love and fame.
Oh, man.
Dating life's his game.
I try. I get laid on it.
Who's all stars he spilled. With laughter filled.
Oh, what's going on?
Happy Hour, all you need.
Yeah.
Rich and Ely, take us.
Shut up, bitch!
Ryan's got the groove.
Do I?
Happy Hour makes you move.
Oh, whatever. A cap on my side?
A cat by his side.
Oh, my sweet Lana.
In Florida they reside.
I love this meow. She never shuts up! But she's so cute. Oh, she's adorable. 856-49 Happy. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Happy Radio. You can always email me, ryanhappyradio@gmail.com. Hi, Cox Media. I know you're listening.
Happy Hot Topic!
It would have been awful.
Why Mark Cuban says he rejected Kamala Harris's offer as
because she's a side chick,
her running mate ahead of the 2024 election. The Shark Tank alum reveals that he was considered as a potential running mate for former Vice President Kamala Harris.
Oh, they would not have got along. It's two women.
In the 2024 presidential election, though he says on the June 20th episode of the Bulwark podcast that he declined the offer to be vetted for the Democratic ticket for one simple reason.
He didn't want to have to deal with it.
Like somebody I kind of trust said that they asked you to send in VP vetting papers, and you said no, the list would be too long. Is that true? It is true.
His music's kind of cool in the background. Makes you want to go out to the club.
Why didn't you consider? I mean, you ended out there campaigning with her, advising her.
Well, the second part of that is, my response was, I'm not very good as the number two person. And so the last thing we need is me telling Kamala, the president, that, no, that's a dumb idea, right? Right? And
he's a smart guy.
I'm not real good at the shaking hands.
All right.
And kissing
Well, I don't know
babies.
about that, man.
All right, then. Whatever, man. Would have been better than Tim Walz.
Of course, Harris went on to select Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
He's a beta male bitch!
As her vice presidential pick. And while the billionaire admitted he would have brought a unique perspective to the race, he wasn't sure it would have been successful.
It would have been better than Tim Walz.
My personality is completely different than Tim's. My experiences, my backgrounds are...
Yeah, he would have been the threat. It would have been like when I was working with River Accountant, and you got the sidekick wanting what they have. It's no good! Small dick energy!
Completely different. I'm not a politician.
Yeah.
And so it would have been different, but...
Whatever.
It would have been awful.
All right, there you go. Or hanging out. That would have been good. I would have loved to see that.
Happy Hot Topic!
Speaking of this asswipe.
Johnny Depp is opening up about his relationship with ex-wife Amber Heard.
Amber Heard. Every time I look at her, I just think about her taking a crap on the bed. You're a scumbag, man.
And living without regrets.
Trash bag!
The two met in 2011, marrying in 2015, and calling it quits just 15 months later.
Yeah, it's a pretty short-lived relationship. The 15-month, 18-month relationship are the dangerous ones!
But the fallout of their relationship made national news in a controversial legal battle.
And then it was never ending.
Speaking to the Sunday Times in a June 21st interview, the actor says he comes from a childhood full of conflict, which has skewed his perspective on love.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's a trauma. There I am on my stutter that I have almost beaten. He's a traumatized guy.
He says, quote, "So what were my initial dealings with what we call love? Clearly obtuse. And what that means is, if you're a sucker like I am, sometimes you look in a person's eyes and see some sadness.
I would have ever heard a sucker.
Some lonely thing, and you feel you can help that person." He adds, "No good deed goes unpunished, because there are those who, when you try to love and help them, will start to give you an understanding of what that malice."
All right. Boo-hoo, cry me a river. You had a bad relationship with a broad who poops on the bed. Whatever, man.
There's now more clarity surrounding Bill Belichick's infamous April CBS interview, in which Jordan Hudson made an extremely awkward cameo.
Yeah.
WRAL News, a Raleigh, North Carolina-based outlet, obtained emails from UNC through a public records request that answered some of the lingering questions about Hudson's role in the UNC head coach's interview.
I don't know who's more whipped. Morning radio listeners that think the show is their friend, or Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson. You know she's whipping him in more ways than one.
And her influence in their relationship. The interview was arranged for Belichick to promote his new book, The Art of Winning: Lessons from My Life in Football. But things took a turn after the 73-year-old was asked,
God, he's so freaking old. What a loser she is. All the pictures she posted in, look at me! I'm with Bill Belichick! You're a skink!
How he and his 24-year-old girlfriend met, as Hudson interrupted.
He's more than 3 times your age. You're not with him for the personality or the sex drive, honey.
And shut down the question.
Douchebag!
An email from Belichick explained why Hudson was even there in the first place.
Because he's just whipped. And she's using him, but giving him really good sex. Because you know Bill Belichick's ex, the one that they got into their little cat fight with. You know, when she was going through menopause, she probably didn't have sex. She's probably going through a dry spell, which is why he was so grumpy as the coach of the Patriots. But now we see this laid-back version of him, just hanging out, getting laid.
Jordan was present at the CBS interview because David Cass, the Simon & Schuster publicist, was not there. Belichick...
Yeah, you know. She's like, no, you don't go. This is my job. And he's like, well, whatever, then.
Wrote in an email elaborating on Hudson's role at the interview and within the book. I included Jordan in the book acknowledgments because she was a creative contributor to the book.
You met this broad a year ago and you're letting her whip you? This is pathetic.
Including having the idea for formatting the 4 special pages in the book.
Whatever.
But according to a person familiar with the pre-interview process, Hudson planned on attending the interview regardless of whether Cass was there or not.
Whatever, dude. You do you, boo. This is ruining your legacy so bad. If UNC has a bad season this year.
Belichick also added, Jordan and I have both a personal and professional relationship.
That's not good. It's like my ex's mom was like, I want to be your agent. I was like, oh, no, thank you.
This is not a secret.
Smartest thing I ever done.
He wrote in an email. Jordan assists me with my personal media, which is why I asked UNC to forward media requests, e.g. CBS 60 Minutes to her.
All right, there you go. Oh, Bill Belichick. You think you're so cool with her? You look like a creep and she looks like a skank.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
That female productions, TF.
Marcy, say it. Yeah. I'm here. Kings County, say it. Brooklyn. This here's the coldest winter, whether June or December. Hearts are frozen over, and despair's the agenda. The children sleeping in their dreams, they weep for direction. Parents reminiscing when they peaked at perfection. This is a sad session, worse than the Great Depression. When it's less, that's when motherfuckers learn they lesson. When it's beef, that's when cowards be ducking and stressing. Bulletproof vesting in the closet, claustrophobic and locking. People trying to see a better way, not a life scheme turned into a pipe dream and get away. Niggas looking for a change, not a pocket full of change. Much more than a chain and a range. Chessboard turned checkerboard is the metaphor for the world and the whole rap game. Always gotta handle self properly. Feed the baby so I'm making moves constantly. When it's blood in the street by property, ain't no motherfucker out there stopping me. Gotta heat it at a lay a nigga sloppily, like a slug going on a gun shopping spree. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of 2 towers. It's the return of the king. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spirit you blame. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of 2 towers. It's the return of the king. In the beginning was the word was with God, and the word was God. Like in the beginning I am the originator, enigma, imitated the king of the quick. See me, you sick? I am. Damn, my prestige from ancient is royal. Abraham rendered to me a tenth of the spoils. The ancient of days say the scared, the hope me gone. Be 1,000 times more powerful like Obi-Wan. The game lame like the Lakers if Kobe gone. Billions were made in my name, they owe me one. You say it ain't me, you don't really know me, son. Been dragged through the mud, come up spotless and glowy, son. You can never get away from the sensei. You can better technique, never seen yet. The greatest and still ain't who I'm destined to be yet. Riches won't bring you high enough to see me yet. My style's hostile, your style's my style. Come on, back a nigga down, smack a nigga down. Fuck the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of 2 towers. It's the return of the king. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spirit you blame. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of 2 towers. It's the return of the king. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spirit you blame. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of 2 towers. It's the return of the king. I'm here. From Marcy, born and bred and bled. Street cred, I'ma do it to dead, nigga. I'm here. Kings County, we got love for bound. Roll with a circle, the squares can't get around, nigga. I said the king, you heard me right, return to the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spiritual blame. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. I said the king, you heard me right, return to the king. Drop a jewel, you wear inside, spiritual blame. Father, the Lord of the Rings, the fellowship was broken at the fall of two towers. It's the return of the king. I'm here. I said the king, you heard me right, return of the king.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah. Let's go through all the sponsors right now. I never get freaking podcasts that begin their show with like 7 live reads or sponsors. I'm like, who's listening to that? If I were that sponsor, I'd be pissed off. Well, what do I know? A lot. This following segment has been brought to you by Cheeky Mouth Guards at getcheeky.com. When I tell you it's the best way to quit biting on the side of your mouth, I'm a man of my words. Getcheeky.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 30%. Shimmerwood CBD drinks at shimmerwood.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 30%. GetGoodFeels.com for good vibes THC drinks. Go to GetGoodFeels.com and use promo code HOPPY to save 20%. OldGlory.com for the best t-shirts around. Use promo code HOPPY to save 15%. Garden State Distillery Dirty Vodka. GardenStateDistillery.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 15%. Aspire Green Tea Drinks at AspireDrinks.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. Afuera Coffee. AFUERA Coffee.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. FSDrinks.com. For the best boba around, use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. Oh, you're looking for the best beef jerky? BigForkBrands.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. And finally, are you looking for a good energy bar? QuantumSquares.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. All of these are on my website, RyanHoppyRadio.com, RyanHoppe Radio.com. I would hope you know how to spell radio. Or it's in my podcast section. So whenever you listen to Happy Hour like you are right now, in the podcast description is all of that. We're going to come back on Happy Hour and keep this party going and going. Question to the God Almighty in the sky. Dear God, why did you have to have Tyrese Halliburton get hurt last night? That was no good. I funked that. And by the way, Dizzy's a bitch. And a twat.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppy in the morning.
It's Happy Hour!
Me, Ryan, Hoppy.
Hey, radio listener, it's Kevin Klein from Klein Alley Show on 106.7 K-Rock in Los Angeles.
Oh, yes.
Perhaps you've never heard of us, maybe you have, but who cares? You're listening to Happy Hour with my boy, Ryan Hoppe. Good guy, way too tall. definitely a product of incest.
If you are a Nepo baby, you will probably hate it but still listen to Hoppy Hour with Ryan Hoppy.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
I'm coughing.
Here it is, the most listened to.
Because of marijuana.
Even the other stations are tuned in too.
It's a turn. Hey,
go. Ryan Hoppy on the mic, breaking down the scenes. NBA drama, living out the dreams.
I got it.
Ex-wives wildin', stories
crazy
queens,
bitches.
dropping knowledge bombs, all in on the schemes. Hoppy's loose, man, he knows it all.
Yeah.
From scandals to the court, rise and fall.
Oh, yeah.
Tune in.
I don't really want to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Shocking awe.
But I thought this was kind of funny.
In the game, Shaq's big presence. True.
If you want to hear NBA talk, go to NBA Radio on Sirius.
Behind the
They'll give you the X's and O's. Here we talk about the X's and O's. And alleged side chick of morning radio host.
Happy Hour got that shocking awe.
How many are there to come?
Crazy X's, wild and scandalous.
I know about crazy X's.
Ain't no. Whoa! Happy Hot Topic.
In your heart, you know he's right.
All right, we got this.
Do you have a boost?
Yes,
that's I related? do. Basketball I do boost? have a sports boost. You ready, guys? The party kept going for OKC, but in a now viral post-game moment, Isaiah Hartenstein's sweet 13-month-old son,
Was like, I want to get out of Oklahoma City, Daddy.
Elijah, looks like he wasn't quite going to make it to the after party.
And I just have one more question to Isaiah. Like, how do you get your son to be more into this?
His kid represents the NBA ratings.
I know why he's asleep right now, but I guess it's not loud enough, so I'm gonna need to get a little loud.
Yeah, wake him up! He'll be in the other room while I'm banging a side chick. There you go. And then there was this. Kevin Durant got traded in the stupidest trade ever. It's just going to be rinse and repeat.
Durant has been traded to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 pick, and 5 second-round picks.
For one guy who has done nothing since having Stephen Curry win him a championship.
And he found out while doing a live show at Fanatics Fest. Here's his reaction.
You're headed to Houston. How does that sound?
He's just smiling. Wow. I don't understand how these places can have such awful microphones.
We'll see what happens, but I am excited. Great young boy.
Oh, shut up. Angel Reese is having a record low in rebounds, but she's now selling shirts that say me bounds. What a freaking soft-skinned brat. That would be like if I were to... I should copyright 70 downloads. It'd be like if I did that. Stupid moron Stephen A. Smith. We'll get to him in a sec. But I can't stand him. But Skip Bayless last night tweeted, the Pacers brilliantly took the big game pressure off of Halliburton, who routinely no-shows by playing the injury excuse. Fuck you, Skip. You are such a piece of shit. When you die, you will be remembered as a scumbag and a sexual harasser. You are a piece of shit. Another piece of shit is Stephen A. Smith.
That's right. It's going to have to be SGA. I'm wondering where the hell the rest of OKC is at. Give Indiana.
He was talking, and then they put him to break. What a dummy. He's just stupid. I know he's rich and famous. And I saw this article here from Barrett Sports Media, which is always dying to go freaking viral. Barrett Sports Media is run by a guy who's named Jason Barrett, who worked in radio, and now he runs a site where they just kiss ass of hosts so that hosts retweet it, so then people go to their website. It's kind of brilliant. And there was a headline that said, why Stephen A. Smith should be the person radio hosts emulate. I could not believe that. If that's not the stupidest thing I've ever heard, it's close.
Amanda Bynes is going on Ozempic. In a June 22nd Instagram
Honey, you're already really skinny. Eat a cheeseburger and get a big butt.
video showing off her new pink and green hair color. Amanda announced she will be taking the weight loss drug.
Oh, I'm going on Ozempic. So excited. I'm 173 now. So
You look good. I don't know why women think they need to be skinny. I love a big butt. Now, the problem is a lot of the conservatives you see on Twitter, they are so freaking like fat shaming. Like a girl has like a nice butt and they call it fat. You're all incels.
I hope to get down to like 130, which would be awesome.
Wow.
So I look better in paparazzi pictures and you don't see my
She cares too much, man.
double chin from strange angles.
Whatever, honey.
Yeah, so that's about it.
All right, you do you, boo. You are an absolute freaking medicine. Dan Snyder definitely screwed you over.
A female, a 34-year-old female from Port Lincoln, who we believe to be in a relationship with the deceased male, has been arrested.
An Australian reality star arrested and charged with murdering her partner. In a press conference, law enforcement detailed the
Man, this announcer sounds like he doesn't give a shit.
arrest of the unnamed woman June 19th. Local outlet 7 News revealing she previously appeared on Beauty and the Geek,
I used to love that show. I wanted to be on it.
a dating series spanning multiple seasons and iterations around the world.
Including the US on the CW. This fucking announcer is putting me to sleep. And the last thing I would ever want to do is put my audience to sleep.
Next up, Meet the Parents. The cast growing for the hit comedy's 4th installment with this ex-boyfriend gearing up to make his big return.
Meet the Parents 4 with Owen Wilson. There should have even been a Meet the Fuckers.
Thank you, male nurse. That's right. Thank you, Jack.
Wow.
Oh, sexism from Robert De Niro.
That's great. It's great to give something back like that. I'd love to find time to do some volunteer work. Just the other day, I saw this golden retriever that
Man, this scene's reminding me of my parents watching it.
he had like a gimp, and he couldn't really. It made me feel terrible. I wish there was something I could do.
There you go. There's this.
Anna Kemp claps back at criticism of her 18-year age gap with girlfriend Jade Whipkey.
I don't know why people want to shame people that date older women. It's the best! They have more experience in bed and are not cloud chasing tramps.
After the actress debuted her relationship with girlfriend Jade Whipkey on the red carpet at the Los Angeles premiere of Brideheart on
You know, they 69 hard.
June 18th, Anna is taking to Instagram to defend their 18-year age gap.
Whatever.
Writing in the comment section underneath a post highlighting their age difference, I've dated men exactly my age, and Jade is far more mature than any of them.
Oh,
We have more in
yes.
common than anyone else.
I'm sure you're never the problem, honey. I'm sure you're a freaking delight and that this relationship's gonna end well. Get the hell out of here.
I've ever dated and can literally talk about anything and everything. Before continuing, everyone is entitled to their opinion, and I'm wishing everyone well, especially this Pride Month.
All right, there you go. They're dating. And licking each other's, whatever.
Lucy Hale and Ian Harding stand behind their Pretty Little Liars relationship. The Pretty Little Liars cast members, who played protagonist Aria Montgomery and her high school English teacher Ezra Fitz in the freeform drama, are defending the controversial age gap between their characters. Lucy tells The Hollywood Reporter in a joint interview published on June 20th, "It was a different time. Would that storyline exist if it were being made now? I'm not sure, but probably not."
All right, cancel culture is the absolute freaking worst. Kiss my ass! All right. Unless a lot of news breaks, we're going to come back and wrap this puppy up after this.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Oh yeah, here's Fatal, What I'm the Shit. Mike Calta should do a parody and call it I Smell Like Shit. Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Boogie, you smell that shit?
Oh yeah, Mike Calta shit
It
himself.
smell like somebody took a motherfucking shit in the booth.
Mikey!
Oh shit, that's me.
You smell the shit in the air that's on me. You want the icing on your cake, homie. You should call me, cause I'm the shit. I'm the shit, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. I'm the shit, I'm the shit. I ain't got a lot of ice, you dig, but shit I done mastered. You ain't gotta ask a nigga, will I blast you, nigga? I will blast you, though I am the smoothest dude you ever knew. I'm rude, but I'm the truth. And who the hell are you? Pursue and follow suit. Who done gas you, nigga? I will creep up on you, cock back, click and blast you, nigga. Over fifth of Grey Goose bumping my shit, laughing, nigga. It ain't no competition out here, I just laugh at niggas. Cause I'm amazing, bitch. Plenty cats try to battle me, but I'm dangerous. You can check my credentials, see I don't play that shit. With that 40 cal clip I got, ain't my really miss. I'm a grazer, hit, cause obviously niggas getting me fucked up. I ain't no rapper, I'm a street nigga, happen to luck up. So if you cocksuckers ain't getting my drift, nigga, take another whiff, nigga. Sniff, nigga. Shit in the air, that's all me. You want the ice in the on me, you call me, cause I'm the shit. I'm the shit, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. I'm the shit, I'm the shit. I ain't got a lot of ice, you dig, but I'm good, hard and sharp. Hey, I'm feet five, bitch. I'm the shit. I'm the shit, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. I'm the shit, I'm the shit. I'm the S-H-I-T shit. You hate niggas can suck this dick. You might as well you French kissing that bitch. And she the slob, slurp and swallow this penis. I know ya wanna come to Heritage with your crew on a whole lot of bullshit. Don't give a fuck who you affiliated with. I pull your resume, find your shorty school and shit. And if you think that this shit that I'm spitting is fiction and made upon the pad it was written, then listen, you bitches better pay close attention. This ain't no image, may I mention, bitch, I live in the trenches. And obviously niggas getting me fucked up. I ain't no rapper, I'm a street nigga, happen to luck up. So if you cocksuckers ain't getting my drift, nigga, take another whiff, nigga. Sniff, nigga. Shit in the air, that's all me. You want the icing on your cake, homie, you should call me, cause I'm the shit. I'm the shit, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. I'm the shit, I'm the shit. I ain't got a lot of ice, you dig, but I'm good, hard and sharp. Hey, I'm feet five, bitch. I'm the shit. I'm the shit, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. I'm the shit, I'm the shit. Yeah, man. I'm the shit. It's fatal, you dig. I'm the shit. PKA fake time. PKA fake tiller. PKA feet out of your dig kid. PKA king out of it. PKA the HNIC, the hottest nigga in Chicago. And for those of y'all who out there who wondering what PKA stands for, that's fatally known as, you dig. And I know I may come off as being real cocky and arrogant, but you know, you meet me in person, I'm really a nice guy. But it is what it is, man. You don't smell that shit?
Mikey!
I'm the shit, I'm the shit. I'm the shit, sniff, nigga.
Question to time. Why do you have to fly so much? I literally sit on the couch for 10 minutes and then I'm late for work. Fuck that! I don't want to get old and die. But my God, when you're dead, you don't have to deal with overweight radio hosts that are bullies.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Hoppe Hour!
Hey, this is Lex Staley with the Lex and Terry Radio Network.
We are nationally syndicated, and this guy is so much better than we are.
Hey, everybody, this is Terry James from the nationally syndicated radio show Lex and Terry, and you are listening to Hoppe Hour with my man, Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, this is Tom Bernard, and you are listening to Hoppe Hour with my friend, Ryan Hoppe.
If a kava bar was a radio show, it would be Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
If Aqua Teen was a radio show, it would be Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
If you were a Karen, you probably won't like Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most
fuck you, Disney
radio show on the planet.
Hi, John.
The other stations are tuned in too.
I'm just here in the radio afterlife, haunting you guys with all the secrets I have. But I'll do my end of the deal and not say it. Cowbirds! I feel like playing a banger. We're in the club party. Party's out of control. You don't know what's going to happen. And then this banger comes on.
Fun times in Cleveland again. Still Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Under construction since 1868.
Whatever.
See our river that catches on fire. It's so polluted that all our fish have AIDS. Sun almost 3 times a year.
Whatever.
This guy has at least 2 DUIs.
Or 3.
That's look like a Scooby-Doo ghost town.
Whatever.
Don't slow down in East Cleveland or you'll die. Our economy's based on LeBron James. Buy a house for the price of a VCR. Our main export is crippling depression.
They used the R word here.
Is art. It could be worse though, at least we're not Detroit. We're not Detroit.
Yeah, but Detroit's actually like put makeup on a pig. Let's see here. Margaret Shaw had some words to say about Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen is so
complicated.
A C word.
Again, like somebody that I've known for such a long time, and such a, it's so weird now. Like her public perception of her is like more true to. I think she's mean. She was like a mean girl.
A C word.
But also she would be real nice. I think she always had like kind of negative feelings towards me because her girlfriends and wives
wanted to hug up her.
She's always liked me, and like because I opened for her in the 1980s.
Oh, you.
Headliner in comedy clubs, and not way before her big fame. And so then when I would do her talk show in the 2000s, she acted like we just met.
Oh, that's good. Here's the deal. It is a slow news day. Of course, when I'm going to end this show, you can tell I'm coming down from the caffeine. It's the espresso. Listen, I feel like once I'm done with this show, all the news is going to break, but I have been talking to you mutants for an hour. It's like the scene in Private Parts when Pig Vomit tells Howard Stern, the people that love you listen for 30 minutes, the people that hate you listen for an hour. I see you guys! All right. Now you wonder why I say that Shane Rover French and Mike Calta are not your friend. You probably go, no, you're just mad or whatever. No, I'm just speaking the truth. I'm going to play you an audio clip from when I read some messages from Cleveland in Hoppe's inbox, and then Drew Lane, formerly of the Drew and Mike Show, now of the Drew Lane podcast. This guy. All right, here. I interviewed him and said how Calta screwed me over. Because people ask me all the time. So here's the reminder.
Hey, this is Drew Lane, and you're listening to Florida radio legend Ryan Hoppe and Hoppe Hour.
No.
Hey, by the way, I wanted to ask you, because I know you worked on The Bone for a while. Does Calta, does he have comedians in all the time and porn stars? Are those 2 big things for his show?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
like every week?
Comics every week. Ever since the Me Too movement, he hasn't done the porn star thing as much. When I was there in 2015, 2016, and 2017, I was there for 7 years. But the first 3 years, they had porn girls in all the time. And now it's kind of a little more, I don't want to say family friendly, but they definitely cleaned up after 2017-ish.
Yeah, and they probably had to. They probably had no choice.
I mean, Drew.
So let me ask you: if you took like 10 comedians on the Cloudz show, how many out of 10 would you say would be doubles or home runs?
He would get the comics from Side Splitters, the local comedy club. So most of them were pretty funny. I mean, he has a good ear for knowing like which comic is good. He'll say on air, I don't want to have this comic on or whatever. But the moments that are great for him is when he has like Jim Norton on and Rich Voss. A lot of the guys from the Opie and Anthony universe, because he's a fan of Opie and Anthony, so he sort of knows how to work with them. And also he's had guys like Shane Gillis on maybe like 3-4 years ago, right when Shane was sort of canceled and wasn't cool. And those are the moments that are good.
Wow, that was great. I mean, to have Shane Gillis on, he's fantastically funny. And that's important. I mean, if he's got an ear for comedy like that. And I felt that I did, but maybe I was just a little too picky about, and I just couldn't stand it when it went flat. So that's why I asked. But I mean, Mike Cloudz has done very well, so I'm not surprised to hear that. And I heard you talking about when you left Cloudz's show that he was very unhappy about it.
I mean, it was one of the weirdest moments of my life. I don't know if you want to hear about it. I can break it down for you. I've told everybody about it. It's pretty much.
Yeah, I just, the reason I asked is because looking at radio right now, if I had a guy in my show who was your age, because how old are you, Ryan?
I just turned 30 6 months ago.
Yeah, so you were like 28 at the time or so, and somebody thought they could better themselves by leaving radio, which is very much a sinking ship, and the opportunities are really not that great. I would be so happy for someone if they could improve their situation by leaving. It sounded like you were working a lot of hours and not making a ton of money, so I was kind of surprised that he would be pissed.
It's honestly, it's sort of a breakup in a way. It was sort of a divorce. Pretty much what happened, I'll keep it short, but May 2022, he was like, I'm going to 98 Rock. I'm going to iHeart. I'm leaving the Bone. And we're talking on the phone. And he's like, I don't know if I can bring you aboard. He's like, if I need a board up over at iHeart Media, I'll have you get hired. If you need to go somewhere else to make money, that's cool. So here's Tommy Chuck's info, who is the head of iHeart Media. So I was emailing Tommy Chuck all summer because I'll never forget it. June 3rd, 2022, John Brennan, the program director, who was Cloudz's old producer and pretty much got the job because of that. I'll just say it now. He busts in so Cloudz did this thing called the after show where he would play the best of segments from 6 to 10, but he was allowing me to sort of hijack it with Happy Hour. And it was getting talked about. People were like, what is this show? Because people weren't used to it. I mean, MJ came up to me when I worked at Beasley, and MJ said, I remember when you would hijack his after show. And I did about 30 episodes. They're all on YouTube. It's all on my Ryan Hoppe Radio YouTube page. Everything I've ever done. And pretty much John Brennan busts in while I'm talking on air and pretty much says, get in my office after the show. And he goes, oh yeah, you have a speech impediment. You're never going to make it in radio. I want you to just play clips. He essentially said that in a very corporate way. So I said, fuck this. So then I did about 3 more times. I snuck on air on the weekend, but never again on Cloudz's after show. And I'm like, fuck this. I've been here 7 years. I've done everything for you guys. Did boxing matches for free, all this shit. So then iHeart Media is like, do you want to go work with this guy named Ian Beckles, who I knew from the Bone, who played football for the Bucks and did a show. And I left. And I go to call Cloudz like July 31st, August 1st. I just remember dates well. And it's 2 rings to the voicemail. And then he blocks me on all social media, even though he told me that I could go somewhere else to make more money if the Bone couldn't provide it or wherever he was going to go. And then he does like it literally became how Bubba treated Cowhead for 10 years. It's literally what it's become here. Like he still talks about me. And it's like, bro, like you blocked me. And then I saw recently he unblocked me on social. So I'm like, you're obviously creeping on my profile, bro. Like, I'm not a dummy. It's just, the whole thing's annoying, bro. Here's what's most annoying about it, is I'll be at like a bar I say this to any girl I go on a date with. I describe it as if I'm in a room with 10 people that listen to the radio that are 25 to 54, one of them at least knows who I am. So if I go to a dive bar in downtown St. Pete, or if I go to a rock and roll concert, some redneck's going to know who I am and go, Hoppe, why'd you leave the moon? Did you hear what Cloudz said about you? And it's very off-putting, Drew. Like, it's awesome. It's amazing getting recognized out and about. It's very flattering, especially when I'm on a date. It's a great look. But at the same time, sometimes it's a very dark energy because you know how radio listeners are. Anybody can turn on the radio and be a listener, you know, especially when it's free radio and it's here in Florida. So you got all the bad shit crazy people. So you got to imagine me. I'm 6'9". I have a limp. It's very easy to recognize me. So I don't ever want to leave Tampa Bay. But there were times in the last year that I was like, fuck this. But I'm glad I didn't.
Well, the fact that when he left and he said, you know, oh, I hope you get a job. If I left and was taking the team with me, I would have that all set up, or you would want to have it all set up. You have to take care of your people. So but at that point, it seems to me he's kind of saying you're on your own anyway.
Well, yeah.
When he's not guaranteeing your job.
Not just,
and then to act like you're a fucking slave or something. And did he talk trash about you on you after you?
He talked trash about me. I believe he had my ex-girlfriend on air. All this shit, bro. It was nauseating.
What?
It was literal. Or he did a Facebook post where he got my ex-girlfriend to talk about her side of our breakup because I met her through the radio show. So she claimed to like own me, and I never responded to it. I wish her nothing but the best. Like I'm not doing Jerry Springer radio. Like I truly wish my ex nothing but the best, and it's nauseating. That was the most fucked up thing that probably happened in this decade was when the two people I had the most trust for, my ex-girlfriend and Mike Calta, when they collaborated. That was quite possibly the most infuriating thing to happen this decade. And now whenever I'm on a date, and this is not me bragging, you know when like a dude brags and they go, oh yeah, I go on dates and I get girls, and you're like, shut the fuck up. But I'll say this, whenever I'm on a date with a beautiful girl, I make sure that they're not a listener of the radio. Because my last two girlfriends were listeners, and that shit, man, they'll love you when it's popular to love you, but they go with what the host says. It's quite funny what happens when you're no longer a part of a show. You really see who your friends are. And I've said that a lot recently. There's a lot of crickets when it comes to people I used to hear from. Hey, yo, can I get into that Calta event? I'll buy you drinks and allegedly give you some weed, or I'll hook up with you. I'm a beautiful girl. But when you leave the show, all of a sudden it's like you don't hear anything. You know, it's quite funny. This is like me venting to you. The first 30 minutes was me talking about your life, and now I feel like you're like my shrink.
No, I'm fascinated. I can tell you're a huge radio fan, and I'm a huge radio fan first before I was ever on radio, and I'm still fascinated by radio. I love listening to new shows all the time, and I saw the list of all the shows you liked, and I was like, oh, what are these? Some of these shows I don't even know. I got to check them out. And I checked out your Instagram. And when you say people are no longer your friends, are you talking about the people that worked underneath Calta?
Yeah, because I used to hang out with them at bars. And they like all blocked me, and just not just people on his show, but like a lot of listeners that would invite me to a party and invite me here. And then it would be a picture and it'd be like, oh my God, Hoppe from the Mike Calta show is here. And then I leave, and then it's like there's no more invites, which doesn't bother me because I'm very much more busy now that I have a day job in radio. I keep it very private because it's kind of conservative, and I'm not. Like, I believe in some of the conservative beliefs, but by no means do I like vote or care about it. So I have to keep it very private. So then I'm making the most money I've ever made. And that was the other thing. It was like this was 2 years ago. So this was pre-inflation, but I literally could not afford to work there. Like Drew, it's crazy. Like, it's radio in the 2020s. You know how unimportant you are if you're on the radio in the 2020s? Wow, good. Congratulations.
No, I do. And people are always talking about how radio is dead. And it's just, it's not the place to be right now. It's not cool. And people your age just don't even listen to the radio, and they don't think about radio as being very important. So to have an opportunity to make a little more money, how could anybody deny you that?
I know, it's crazy.
Did they offer you more money?
No, it was going to be the same. The night show and some of the board ops during the day all make $15 per hour part-time. And then they literally, the best part, bro, this is such a session of you as my shrink, Drew. I've never had more of a session on my podcast.
No health insurance?
No health insurance. Here's the best part, though. They go, we're giving you a $5 raise from 10 to 15, 11 to 15 or whatever. But then they cut the hours so that you're making the same as if you were making 11 an hour.
And now, something completely different.
And all right, I've been debating the last 9 years if I wanted to discuss this. So let me give you the backstory. I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, and around the year 2001, my mom got caught stealing cable from the next door neighbors. So my only source of entertainment was either DVDs, VHSs, or the radio. And during 9/11, I found out everything from WLS 890 with the Roe and Gary show. And then I liked Rush Limbaugh before I knew he was a piece of garbage, but I think he's a good host. And I grew up listening to Eddie and Jobo on B96, Drex in the Morning on Kiss FM, Jonathan Brandmeier. And then there was a show that was the replacement for Howard Stern in 2006 called Rover's Morning Glory. And it was on 105.9 Free FM WCKG. Shane Rover French is a Howard Stern copycat. He's very talented at copying Howard, but he's literally the same show as Howard. Got the female sidekick, got the sound effects, got the yes man known as Dieter or Artie Lang for Howard. You got the yes men. And he was on the air in Chicago for 7 months in 2006, and I listened every single day, and he's considered one of the biggest bombs of all time in Chicago radio, as he had like a 0.3 share, which means like literally nobody was listening. I think that 0.3 share was literally me listening. And I'll explain to you why I'm talking about this. So he influences me to go into radio. He gets kicked off the air in 2006. So then I'm not able to hear him for 5 years, but I had all these tapes in my room of him. So he's definitely got an influence on me. Like the way I open up the show with an intro and music and give out the phone number, that's very much Rover's Morning Glory-esque. So in 2011, when the iHeartRadio app comes out and they have the replay channels, I start listening every day in high school, and I'm like, man, I'm listening to them, Opie and Anthony, Bubba the Love Sponge, and I'm like, I want to really go into radio. So in 2014, I call Rover after going to two of his festivals called Roverfest in Cleveland in 2013 and 2014. And in 2007, I reached out to this guy named One-Eyed Bry. And he had one eye, and he was an intern when Rover was in Chicago. And I got to be careful about how I say this, even though he's been dead 10 years. But he had a knack for talking to kids. He loved mentoring kids. He loved being a teacher. And he kind of told me he was a big deal on radio because he had a website. He had a show called Dominion Live. It was like a mix of shock jock radio and like the late night sci-fi shows, like Coast to Coast. It was a strange show. It was like podcasting early on. And I used to call in and talk about whatever was on my mind. Well, we would talk until 1 a.m. because I had no other friends at that time. And he would end the conversation by saying, I love you. And I was like, love you too. So my dad would listen on the other line. And my dad was like, I don't want you to talk to this guy anymore. So because of One-Eyed Bry, I had to delete my MySpace, and then I had to change my AOL Instant Messenger. It was Adult Swim 1993, and then I made it Relaxin' Rhino 24/7 and Chillin' Rhino 24/7 because I wanted to have my name be like a radio DJ, like Mad Cow or Rover or Bubba. So when One-Eyed Bry dies in 2014, I call Rover, and they were looking for a phone screener at the time. And everybody's like, oh my God, you got to hire Hoppe. You got to hire Hoppe. So I try out twice for the show and I get hired. But immediately I was doing the overnight show in Chicago. I was interning at an EDM show. So I was a little cocky. I was 21. And around the same time, I walk in and my dad's dead. So I'm also going through like suppressed trauma. So I moved to Cleveland in January 2015, and alcoholism runs in my family. So I'm getting blackout drunk every weekend. And it just wasn't really working with me and Rover's Morning Glory when I was on the show. We did wacky stunts. They had a lot of pranks. I was getting recognized everywhere. But I probably would have ended up dead like my replacement on that show if I would have kept partying. And I'm not trying to throw a shot at the person that replaced me, but it's just a matter of fact. So I get fired on St. Patrick's Day 2015 for getting blackout drunk. And the most embarrassing part was I was using Rover's Morning Glory t-shirts as a way to wipe off wing sauce. I was blasted out of my mind. I had 2 Irish car bombs. I allegedly smoked weed in front of the bosses, even though it's legal now, and everybody on that show had an arrest. So I then become a janitor at LA Fitness, and people are filming me working a job as a man after I get fired. So I go, I got to get out of Cleveland. So I get a job at 1025 The Bone in Tampa, and I get the hell out of Cleveland, and I go, bye, Cleveland, kiss my ass. And here's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I, at the same time, have always been friends with this guy named Brother Wheeze. And Brother Wheeze is the king of Rochester, New York. And he always beat Rover in the ratings. Rover never really did well in any of the Midwest cities, and that's just a matter of fact. But Cleveland loves him, and he makes $1 million a year there, so good for him. But in Rochester, New York, Brother Wheeze, this producer, once told me they never once thought about Rover in the ratings. So Brother Wheeze was like the man. He was from Rochester, New York. He talks all crazy and wild. He used to party. He was in Vietnam. He was the host of Woodstock 94 or 99. So he's just a legend up in New York. So right when I got hired, they were like, oh, well, you're going to need to not talk to him anymore. And that was already kind of an iffy thing. So when I get fired in March, I moved to Tampa. And I interviewed Brother Wheeze because I started doing interviews. I've done 370 interviews in 9 years. And I interviewed Brother Wheeze, and as I played earlier in the show, some old audio of my show, I used to have a really strange voice. Being around Mike Calta and people in Florida, my voice became very Florida, but back 10 years ago, it was very Midwest. So here's the thing. I interviewed Brother Wheeze, and Rover plays the audio because Brother Wheeze throws some shots at Rover about him always losing to him in the ratings. So I'm going to play you the audio of this thing that happened, and then I'll explain to you what's going on.
Yeah, let me ask you, bro, how do you get people to hear your podcast?
Well, I'm very lucky, I would say, sort of. When I was on Rover's Morning Glory, I was on there for 3 months. We went separate ways, and that fan base, they either love me, bro, or they hate me. There's no in between. The RMG fans either love me or hate me, so they listen to my show. Also, when I get these guests on, it helps promote it because people will look up Brother Wheeze or E-Rock from Opie and Jimmy. And then I'm on 1025 The Bone every once in a while, and I work behind the scenes and promotions. So I'm not saying I'm better than any other podcast. Man, I sound cocky. Everybody's equal. But what I try to do is bring in names that can help me give my podcast bigger. So this was 4 months after I got fired from Rover, and I'm 21. Because, dude, I did my show for 2 years before I moved to Cleveland. And I'd be lucky if I got 20 listens. Now each show has 70 downloads. 70 downloads. So, for the past 9 years, Rover played that audio because he was mad that Brother Wheeze made fun of him. So, for the past 10 years, everybody comments on my post. 70 downloads. 70 downloads. Even though Rover doesn't have the most traditional radio voice ever. 70 downloads. So, some might say, oh, you sound bitter, or this is sour grapes. No. I've never formally addressed it, and we need to just break down facts here. Because I got this comment here. And this is still a part of Hoppy's inbox. I get a comment here. It says right here, 70 downloads. I said more like 446,803 downloads, but I appreciate you referencing something from an Ohio radio show in 2015. And he says 446K downloads from 523 subs. Come on, man. 70 is pushing it. Okay. So I do have 523 subscribers on YouTube. I'm not trying to get famous off of YouTube. You see what's happening with Kill Tony, where they can't be as edgy. YouTube is the new FCC. They are censoring people. And then you have shows like the Real Ass Podcast with Louis J. Gomez having to change their name to Zach and Jay or something like that. Or Zach and Lewis because they couldn't have the word ass in their title. I don't do amazing on YouTube. Let me look at the numbers right here. But I do okay on YouTube. I've had 6,919 views in the past 30 days. But here's what drives me absolutely nuts. And this is just a legacy thing. Some people might not care, but I'm just going to talk about it anyway. In the past 9 years since I said the exact quote, 70 downloads, altogether, I have had almost 450,000 downloads. And this year I've had 20,000 downloads. And today I've had 380 downloads. Let's look at Spotify real quick. And I know this is kind of breaking the mystery because whenever you listen to morning radio, you feel like somebody's your friend and you feel like you know them. I've been there. This year, I've had 51,000 downloads on Spotify. I've had 2,400 streams on Spotify. I've had 23,000 listens on Spotify, and I've earned 549 followers on Spotify. And in the past 30 days, I've had 10,000 impressions. This is only going to be the only time I talk about this. And I'm not even trying to throw shade at a radio show in Cleveland. But it's just, this is slander. And this is what always drove me nuts about the whole thing that we are discussing, known as 70 downloads. Was if I was on the radio show at the time and I was interviewing the radio host that always beat him in the ratings, 70 downloads, then maybe you could make a case for it. But this was after I got fired and I admitted online that I shouldn't have gotten blackout drunk. And then I moved to Tampa and I left cloudy, depressing, mean Cleveland for sunny Florida. And I've moved on and all the shows up there were breaking down this audio. And it's like, that's such a bitch move. Worry about your own show, not making it outside of any show in Cleveland. And I have a lot of respect for Rover. I grew up listening to the guy. I was a fan and I've never addressed this, but it's like 70 downloads plus 450,000 downloads. And I know that ruins the bit. And I know until the end of time, people will keep commenting that phrase known as 70 downloads. But we just had to discuss facts. I'm on 15 podcasting platforms. I'm on Podcast Radio US in Savannah, Georgia, St. Louis, Tampa Bay, Fort Myers, Charlotte, Detroit, Minnesota, and the UK. And I'm also on the Be On Air Podcast Network, Z Radio Live, Ride the Wave Media, and I'm forgetting the other one. That's how many things I have going on. And I work for the MJ Morning Show in Tampa Bay. And I also am doing traffic reports where I'm talking to literally 1 million people in the afternoon. 70 downloads is inaccurate. That was 9 years ago. Move on. That was during the second administration of the Barack Obama. I said that kind of funny. But what I'm saying is move on. You're obsessed with me because you got nothing else in Cleveland. And I'm not talking about Rover because he doesn't talk about me anymore. Because he does this thing where he'll talk bad about other people, but when they reply, he doesn't reply like a coward. He's a bitch. He's a talented bitch, but he's a bitch. And he won't even admit that he's in Cleveland. So all his diehard fans that are like, sycophants for him and think that they're his boy, he doesn't even want to be in Cleveland. He moved to Miami and then he calls it the city I live in for his small markets like Lima, Ohio. So you're literally kissing ass to somebody who's never even embraced your city. And I used to get yelled at when I'd be like, oh, I went to Lakewood, Ohio, or I went to Akron. It's like, no, you got to make it seem bigger. Again, I've been holding this in for 9 years, but it becomes slander at some point. It's a bitch move. He's not going to kiss you. If you're a female listener, well, he actually might screw you. But if you're a male listener, he's not going to be your friend. Stop it.
Fun times in Cleveland again. Still Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Under construction since 1868. See our river that catches on fire. It's so polluted that all our fish have AIDS. We see the sun almost 3 times a year. This guy has at least 2 DUIs. The flats look like a Scooby-Doo ghost town. Don't slow down in East Cleveland or you'll die. Our economy's based on LeBron James. Buy a house for the price of a VCR. Our main export is
Now it's based off of that rapist known as Deshaun Watson. Karma.
crippling depression. We're so this is art. It could be worse though, at least we're not Detroit. We're not Detroit.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
It's time for Hoppy in the morning.
TikTok, clocks a joke, we're playing cruel pranks. Hoppy's hour almost done, feels like robbery in banks. Ryan Hoppy on the mic, dropping wisdom through streams. Syndicated sorrow, now it's time to shatter dreams. Oh, the Hoppy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Buzzing, but the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppy like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. But the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppy like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Oh, life's just so unfair. Like clockwork to a show. Now it's time to face the silence like a TV on snow. Ryan Hoppy held the mic with humor so divine. The void left in our hearts wider than a canyon line. Empty speakers, silent time, but coming to an end like a roller coaster stopping round the river's bend. Hoppy's jokes and jabs, these are daily grind. Now silence louder than the thoughts we can't rewind. Oh, the Hoppy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. The Hoppy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
And like that, he's gone.
You probably had Taco Bell before. Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it a day.
Happy hour is now over.
Happy hour is now over.
Game over. This concludes our broadcast day. Good night and God bless America.
Doors closing.